Alright, it's Thursday afternoon. We just had a guy come in and put all this vinyl on here, the black spots on over the white paint. We got the hitch on, the drive lines on. We've got the wheels back on there. He's got some vinyl on the panel that goes on the front of the conveyor. I have to hook the lines back up to the reservoir that goes to each of the two planetaries that are underneath. We drained the oil completely out of the planetaries, and now we're going to go and put we got the lights in. We're going to carry the ladder and elevator, the conveyor framework there over. They're going to carry that over, and we're going to set that on, and then we can get the conveyor assembly itself on there. Nate's just going through and heating up the vinyl and sticking it down a little better. So he's just going to do that quick, and we've got a few things yet to put on it, and we should be ready to go. I don't think it's Thursday afternoon now. I don't think I'm going to use it tomorrow. I think I'm going to let the paint set on it one more day and just kind of leave it inside here. We've got a couple of more decals to put on it. We've got a Supreme decal that we're going to put on right there on each side. We got the Horgan Family Dairy decals that are going to go on each side of it as well. So we're going to get this picked up. We're going to get that put on there. And we're going to be on the outsides of it, I guess. Alright, it's got to go to the left, that way. Alright, you got to push it then. Left. I don't know. This is how much came out. Yeah, I didn't put anything near that. Go the other way around this other side.
It's just heavy. There's the panels on there.
No, it just slides in like a seat. Okay. We just got to lift up higher.
Yeah, because
So,
it's just
okay, all right. Lift up a little higher. Wash your hands, Jay. All right. That's not bad to get the bearings on there. Just pull it back. Alright, so you pull the hoses out of here. We are late Thursday afternoon. We're going to roll this chain in there. We got the table on, the panel. We lack a couple of bearings for the track here for this thing to ride on. There's one there and one on the other side and two in the front. We're going to throw the conveyor chain in there. We're actually putting it in upside down from where it came out, meaning we flipped the chain over so that it's wearing on the other side of it. So,
whoa, wait a minute.
So,
Hold it right there. Put it up and hook it and then run it.
well, I left my flashlight in there. All right, so we're going to pull this chain up into here, and
actually, what do you want to do? Put it here and we'll slightly pull
Yeah,
it
you
this way?
gotta start feeding it in underneath
Tied the other north together.
the panel here. Watch your fingers because I gotta pull hard on it. Whoa, easy, easy. Alright, so bring it a little bit. Bring it a little more. Yeah, we gotta get.
Almost gotta run the.
We gotta run the conveyor a little bit. So
Yeah.
I'll jump up in there. I want to get everybody's fingers out of the way because I need to bump that. All right, another way to turn that motor would be to float the hoses in the remote and then just turn the shaft with a pipe wrench. But we did it the easy way. So we're going to get the master links hooked up. Then we can run our chain adjuster, which is on the other end.
Facing inward.
Yeah. You got it, master here. And we're going to weld these. I'm not going to monkey around with crap balls. We can't get...
Just
How much is that loose by?
quite a bit there. Mine would be in right there.
That lot?
Yeah.
So I was wondering if we could get a link out. Nah, I'd have to put a half in.
No, we're gonna need to fix that.
Nah.
Yeah, because taking a hole wouldn't work. Still want to hook them up that way, Eddie?
Yeah.
They're 1 inch and an eighth for
Yeah.
You still gonna put clips on or no?
No, we're just gonna weld them. Boy, I don't know. Are we sure we're gonna be able to tighten it enough? I guess I better look at that other end. Alright, we've just filled the hydraulic reservoir with oil, and they want you to pump oil. You got the front screw here and the rear screw return line. So we're actually, the pump pail I got, it isn't going to pump oil back through the planetary. You want to pump it through the planetary and have oil come back out to return it into your tank. We went ahead and hooked the hoses up. We have our return line off. We're going to blow air through the return line port on the oil tank. We've got the top plugged. Now we're just going to put a pair of vice grips on one of these hoses so that we can do one planetary at a time.
And what about cutting them?
Yeah, that'd be alright. If you want to cut them, go ahead.
Okay. Well, they're just stripping off the vice grips.
Okay.
Alright, we're gonna torch them, buddy. Alright. Make life a little easier.
Alright, there's that. So now we're loading the
This is everything you need.
Safety goggles.
SAE washers,
Just gotta be careful on one side.
lock nuts.
Lock nuts.
Give me a second.
Okay, so we're loading a container now. We're waiting for oil to come out the return line. Jared's watching this oil fill there because we do not want to pump too much air into this and blow a seal. And we're starting to get a little bit of oil to come out of this hose here. All right, go ahead.
You want to put the head up here? Yeah.
it's right to the, right near that old barn. It's right there. There's one big field altogether. They probably got it stripped into 3 of them. I think it's like 35 acres or something.
Get this out of the way. Here they go, bud.
Side
got them, they'll have a whole forest.
Okay.
I didn't even give it that much.
All right, so now they're pumping oil into the back planetary. Just lightly putting a little bit of air pressure into the return port, and Nate's waiting for it to come out of the return hose. See if there's oil coming out, air coming out of that. You probably can't feel it, but can you hear it? You want to hold it right up to your ear?
Yeah, put it in your ear. It's just like that day we had Nate up there on the
That did not.
You were blowing into the hose. We heard you like. Doesn't even drop though.
Yeah, it's coming. Look at that. There's air bubbles right there. Did that drop at all yet?
No.
Okay, it might take longer to get through that back, but I'm satisfied with that. Alright, we're getting ready to hook the conveyor chain back up, but before we do that, I'm going to take a link out of it. Actually, I got to take 2 out and throw a half link back in so that I can tighten this up enough. It was just about maxed out to the maximum amount here. Jason's down underneath. He's cutting the bolts off of the planetary housing mounting bolts right here. And I'll get a bolt off of there. The heads are wore out, and I want to replace them now because by the time this mixer wagon goes another round again before it needs new screws, all them bolts are going to be wore off. So we're going to replace those bolts, but now I'm going to get these links out of this chain. Alright, so we're just going to grind this pin out. so that this will come off in there easier. We're just going to cut this link here. We've already ground the pin off. Cut that like that. And we're going to cut this. That way I'll be able to knock that right off in there. That one. Alright, so we're going to throw our half link in. And go in there the right way. Alright, that's in there like that. Now we're going to get ready to hook our master link in there. Alright, now we have our master link is in with a half link. So we took two out, but we put one back in, the half link itself. So I couldn't get away with putting that together with just two, so next time I go to take a link out, I can take this half link out. We are going to weld these master links in instead of using the cotter pins. Lately I haven't had any luck with master links staying in place, especially something like this where it's running by feed and the material wears the cotter pin out. So wears the cotter pin out, then the one side falls off, chain comes around, gets all caught. Next thing you know, it's getting up into here and it's breaking itself and it's just causing problems. So we're just going to tack weld these master link clips on. I just broke out a new pair of gloves. I got these at Harbor Freight the other day. They're Vulcan Defender. We'll see how these work. Them Hobart gloves that I had ripped out. They always rip out right here. And I like the lighter weight glove for welding opposed to the heavyweight gloves. So we're going to weld the half length pin in, and then we're going to move over to the master link clip. All right, I've got the pin for the half link is got a goopy bead of weld on it. I've got the master link welded in on the front, and I've got the same thing going on here on the back. So that's all set. Now we're going to run over to the other side of the mixer, and we're going to set our tension on the chain. I'm going to start tightening that up. We need one of these. We'll run over on the other side here and we'll tighten up the chain. All right, the chain is pretty good and tight now. We're just going to set these, the backing nut so that it doesn't loosen up on its own. And then we're going to call it a night here. All right, I'm just about getting ready to call it a night here on Thursday night. It's about 6 o'clock. I'm getting ready to go home. We had a guy come put the vinyl on it, the black spots. We had him come today and put that on there. We got everything mounted on the front of the mixer. We put the framework that's got the ladder on it, the black part of the frame that holds the conveyor. We put the conveyor into it. I had to take a link. Actually, I took 2 links out of the chain on it. Got that done. Obviously, we got the wheels on it. I have to wire the, I got to run the wires all back into the junction box that come from the 4 way bars on the mixer. The junction box is up in this cabinet here. I've got to get that wired in. Got to get the monitor, the scale monitor itself wired back into the junction box. Got to get that done. I've got to bring my wires from the back that go to the tail lights and hook them up into the trailer wiring harness here. Trying to think what else we did. We ended up draining the oil out of the planetaries, and we ended up putting new oil back into the reservoir here. We pumped the oil back into the planetaries. We've got that done, and the other thing that we have yet to do is replace the bolts that bolt the planetaries down to the floor. The bolt heads look about like that. They're just about wore off, and I'm afraid if I put the new screws on and by the time these screws are wore out, them bolts might be right wore out and gone themselves, and we don't want to have them planetaries letting go. So tomorrow we're gonna put the new bolts in the planetary housings to bolt them down to the floor. We've got to put the screws in and get the kicker plates mounted on them. So we should be able to be feeding with this Saturday. Yeah, I think that's gonna about do it. That's all that needs to be done is new bolts in the planetaries, throw the new screws in, get them timed, and let her rip here Saturday. So we probably could have pressed things a little harder today, and we could have fed cows with it in the morning, but we might as well let this mixer sit inside another day here and let the paint dry for another 24 hours, 36 hours anyway. So with that being said, I don't know where I'm going to cut this video. If I cut it here, I want to thank you for watching. Remember to please rate, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you at the next video.